So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what to do and what to avoid when it comes to getting your vehicle repaired, or if it can't be repaired, getting it totaled and replaced. So a few things to keep in mind. Generally speaking, if your vehicle is damaged in a crash, either your insurance company or the other insurance company or both are going to want to get a repair estimate. Your insurance company may have certain vendors that it requires you to use. So you want to take it there. They will usually pay for that estimate. You are always welcome to have your vehicle have an estimate at another shop. You may need to pay for that estimate. And if there's a discrepancy as to which is more reasonable, you may have to try and work that out with your insurance company or get an attorney involved to work that out. Few things to keep in mind. It's really, really important, if you haven't already done so, to take a lot of photographs and video of the vehicle before it's repaired. And really, the most cautious way is to actually talk to an attorney first and see if they would like to go out and inspect the vehicle. Maybe they have a reconstructionist or some sort of an auto expert who can come in and take measurements and things like that. So it's really, really important that the vehicle be photographed and videotaped and maybe measured, things like that, inspected before it's repaired. Now, what if the vehicle can't be repaired? What if it's a total loss? So basically, a total means if the cost to repair the vehicle exceeds the fair market value of the vehicle at the time of the crash, it's considered a total. Generally speaking, the measure of damages in property damages, and that includes cars, is the lesser of either one, the fair market value of the vehicle, not what's owed on it, not what you paid for it, but what's the fair market value, say the blue book value of the vehicle at the time of the crash. So it's either that or whatever it costs to repair the vehicle, whichever is less. That's sort of the deciding factor as to whether a vehicle is going to be repaired or totaled. The same things apply to when a vehicle is going to be totaled as when a vehicle is going to be repaired, but even more so. It's really, really important that photographs and video are taken of the vehicle before before it's totaled. A few things to keep in mind. There may be valuable data in that car that will be lost once it's gone. I'm going to show you. This is the I think this is either the brake or the airbag module. I think this is the brake module on a Ford pickup that was badly damaged in a crash a few years ago on a case that I was working on. So that vehicle was totaled, and we actually bought that vehicle, or at least my client kept the vehicle afterwards, and we were able to get the black box data. That was one of the reasons. Is once a vehicle has been totaled, it still has some value, which is why when a vehicle is totaled, usually the amount that you get is less than the fair market value at the time, because the vehicle actually has some scrap value. Well, you'll get the full value if the insurance company takes the vehicle, or if you keep it, it's going to be less because it accounts for the fact that there may be scrap and parts value for the vehicle, but not a lot. A lot of people just don't want a junked out car sitting in their yard, or don't want to find a place to store it. But there could be valuable information there, especially if it's a severe crash. If it's a crash that totally disables the vehicle, airbags go off, things like that, especially if there's any kind of severe injuries, it's a really, really good idea to talk to an attorney before signing off and letting the insurance company have the vehicle. Your attorney may want to keep the vehicle, even if it means paying the insurance company for the salvage value or something like that, because that can be really valuable information if it turns into a legal claim, maybe a lawsuit down the road. Sometimes cases have actual products liability issues. Maybe there was defects in the car, maybe it wasn't properly maintained, maybe there was a recall. Those are all things that are essentially are lost once the vehicle is handed over to the insurance company. So it's really, really important to make sure that the vehicle has been photographed, inspected, and all that kind of stuff before it's lost. So talk to an attorney. Talk to an attorney before you have the vehicle disposed of, to see if they need it, want it, if it might be useful to you. Another thing to keep in mind is, um, if your vehicle is going to be repaired, if it has to go to the shop, or let's say it's total and you got to shop around and find another vehicle, generally speaking, you're going to be entitled to the reasonable cost of getting a rental vehicle. Or maybe it's a vehicle you use for work. Maybe it's maybe you use a truck to do lawn care and things like that. And because the truck is out of business, out of commission, you're losing money. But you um, can and should get rental reimbursement if you have to get a rental car so you can get to and from work. A lot of auto insurance policies will have that type of coverage right in the policy. Now, it will be limited probably to a certain number of days. It needs to be more or less the same make and model vehicle. So if you were driving a Honda Civic, you're probably not going to get reimbursed for the cost of getting a Suburban to drive around in while that car is being repaired. So it has to be sort of, comparable to the vehicle that was involved in the crash. Um, if it Even though your insurance policy may have limits on the amount of rental coverage, even if it takes longer than normal to get the vehicle back, the other driver's insurance company should be responsible for that. Whatever's a reasonable amount of time to get the vehicle repaired, to get it replaced, is going to be generally going to be the standard. It just means that you probably won't see that money from the other insurance company until whenever the case totally resolves. They typically don't pay that money and then pay money later on. They want to do it all at one time, which is why it's really good to use your own insurance company, your own insurance policy if you have rental coverage under it.